Now we have another problem on finding Fourier transform, and deduce that whenever you have a question on finding Fourier transform with evaluate or deduce, you have to do the inverse also. The method is same. So as you did for the previous problem, as you did for the first problem which I did in the last class, you write the definition, start with the definition. Fourier transform of f of x or f of alpha is defined as 1 by root of 2 pi integral minus infinity to plus infinity f of x e power I alpha x dx. So what is f of x? 1 minus mod x, and the range is minus 1 to 1. So whenever you have mod x less than or equal to a, x lies between minus a and plus a. So here x lies between minus 1 and plus 1. So 1 by root of 2 pi integral minus 1 to plus 1 1 minus mod x e power I alpha x dx. Whenever you have modulus function, you have to split at 0. So integral minus 1 to 0. When x is less than 0, mod x is minus x. When x is greater than 0, mod x is x. So minus 1 to 0, 1 minus of minus x here, 0 to 1, 1 minus mod x is 1 minus x. That is what is written here. So in the next step, 1 by root of 2 pi integral minus 1 to 0 1 plus x e power I alpha x dx plus integral 0 to 1 1 minus x e power I alpha x dx. Then we are using Bernoulli rule of integration. U is 1 plus x in the first integral, u is 1 minus x in the second integral, and v is the kernel, that is exponential function. So 1 plus x u v1. So 1 plus x into e power I alpha x by I alpha minus derivative of 1 plus x is 1. So e into integral of this term, that is e power I alpha x by I alpha whole square. Similarly 1 minus x into e power I alpha x by I alpha minus derivative of 1 minus x is minus 1 into integral of this term, that is e power I alpha x by I alpha square. Then we are substituting the limits. 1 by I alpha, take the constant term out. 1 by I alpha, when x takes the upper limit, it is e power 0 1. When x takes a lower limit, 1 plus x becomes 0. And here my I square is minus 1. So minus of minus plus. So plus 1 by alpha square. When x takes the upper limit, e power 0 minus e power minus I alpha. And here plus 1 by root of 2 pi 1 by I alpha is taken out. When x takes the upper limit 1, 1 minus 1 0. When x takes a lower limit 0, it is minus e power 0 plus 1 by I square, so minus 1. So minus 1 by alpha square. When x takes a limit 1, e power I alpha. When x takes a lower limit 0, e power 0. So you have 1 by I alpha. You have e power I alpha here. E power 0 is 1. This term is 0. This term is 0. E power 0 is 1. E power 0 minus e power 0. So 1 by I alpha, 1 minus 0 plus 0 minus 1. You see these two terms, 1 by I alpha, I have taken it out. I am grouping these two. This is 1. 1 minus 0 plus 0 minus 1. That's what is written here. Then I am grouping the second and the last term, second term and the fourth term. 1 by alpha square, 1 minus e power minus I alpha minus e power I alpha minus of minus plus 1. That's what is written here. So this term is 0. 1 by alpha square, 1 plus 1 is 2. Minus of e power I alpha plus e power minus I alpha. So it is of the form e power I theta plus e power minus I theta, that is 2 cos theta. In place of theta you have alpha. So 2 minus 2 cos alpha by alpha square. So in the next step 2 is taken out. 2 by root of 2 pi 1 minus cos alpha by alpha square. So 1 root 2 will get cancelled. So root of 2 by pi 1 minus cos alpha by alpha square. So this is the Fourier transform of the given function. So we have done the first part we have found the Fourier transform of this function. Start with the definition. Wherever you have modulus, you make use of that. Whenever you have mod x less than or equal to a, make use of the property minus a less than or equal to x less than or equal to a. And if f of x has mod term, split the integral at 0, then use Bernoulli rule of integration, and then we are using e power I theta plus e power minus I theta form. So we have got the Fourier transform of the given function as root of 2 by pi 1 minus cos alpha by alpha square. And I told you, whenever you have to deduce something or evaluate something or show that, you have to use inverse Fourier transform. Without inverse Fourier transform, you will not get the answer. So write the formula for inverse Fourier transform. F of x 1 by root of 2 pi integral alpha equals minus infinity to plus infinity f of alpha e power minus I alpha x d alpha. Write the expression for f of alpha root of 2 by pi 1 minus cos alpha by alpha square into the kernel e power minus I alpha x, that is cos alpha x minus I sin alpha x. Then root 2 gets cancelled. 1 by root pi into root pi is 1 by pi. Then split into two integrals. So 1 minus cos alpha x by alpha square minus I times 1 minus cos alpha sin alpha x by alpha square. So the procedure is same. Substitute for f of alpha. Group the constants. Root 2 gets cancelled. 1 by root pi into root pi is 1 by pi. Then write the exponential term as e cos theta minus I sin theta, that is cos alpha x minus I sin alpha x. Then split into two integrals. The procedure is same as we did for the first problem. So 1 minus cos alpha x by alpha square, first integral. Second integral minus I times 1 minus cos alpha sin alpha x by alpha square. Then make use of the property of definite integrals, odd and even function. So cos function is even. So the first integral, all are even functions, so it will be 2 times 0 to infinity. Second integral, cos function is even, sine is odd, and denominator is even, so one even will get cancelled. See, first integral, even into even by even, all the three terms are even, so that it is even. Second integral, even into odd by even is odd, because one even gets cancelled. So the second integral value is 0, and first integral is 2 times 0 to infinity 1 minus cos alpha into cos alpha x by alpha square d alpha. See, in all the problems are of same type. You have to make use of this property of definite integrals, then only it will be easy to get the answer. So second integral is odd, so the value of the second integral is 0. First integral is 2 times 0 to infinity 1 minus cos alpha by alpha square cos alpha x d alpha. Then we have f of x equals 2 by pi. Then the 2 pi by 2 is multiplied with the left side. So pi by 2 f of x equals the right side. It is cross multiplied. Then so what you have, or we have rewritten this. We have left side equals right side. In the right side, in the next step, we have left side equals right side. In the next step, they are interchanged. One integral 0 to infinity 1 minus cos alpha x by alpha square d alpha equals pi by 2 f of x. So we have got this expression. Now what is asked? To show that integral 0 to infinity sine square x by x square dx equals pi by 2. So whenever you have to prove something, compare the integral part, you have to give values for the constant. So what is a constant into alpha is a variable, x is a constant. Whenever you have to prove something, compare the integral part, give value for the constant. What is a constant? X. So if x is 0, cos 0 is 1. So that is why we have taken x as 0. We don't want cosine term. So we have taken x as 0, so cos 0 is 1, and x equals 0 belongs to the mod x less than or equal to 1, that is minus 1, 1. So we can go ahead with the substitution. So alpha equals 0 to infinity 1 minus cos alpha by alpha square d alpha, cos 0 is 1, equals pi by 2 f of 0. We have taken x as 0. So alpha equals 0 to infinity 1 minus cos alpha. Cos 0 is 1 by alpha square d alpha equals pi by 2 f of 0. So what is f of 0? F of x is 1 minus mod x. When x is 0, f of 0 is 1. So f of 0 is 1. So alpha equals 0 to infinity 1 minus cos alpha by alpha square d alpha equals pi by 2. So what is 1 minus cos alpha? What is 1 minus cos theta? 2 sin square theta by 2. So in place of theta you have alpha. So 2 sin square alpha by 2 by alpha square d alpha equals pi by 2. So you keep an eye on the question. We should get sin square. So that is why we are doing this substitution. So 1 minus cos alpha is 2 sin square alpha by 2 by alpha square d alpha. In the next step, you have to get sin square x by x. So do the substitution. X is alpha by 2. So I have taken x as alpha by 2. Dx is half d alpha. So or d alpha is 2 dx. If you say alpha varies from 0 to infinity, x also varies from 0 to infinity. See, keep an eye on the question and simplify. We should get sine square. What we have to prove? Sine square x by x square. So that is why we have replaced 1 minus cos alpha as 2 sine square alpha by 2, and then we have done the substitution. X is alpha by 2. So if x is alpha by 2, dx is half d alpha. If you say alpha varies from 0 to infinity, x also varies from 0 to infinity. So 2 times 0 to infinity sine square x by 2x the whole square, d alpha is 2 dx equals pi by 2. So this integral is rewritten in terms of x. So numerator you have 4, denominator you have 4. So integral x equals 0 to infinity sine square x by x square dx is pi by 2. So this is what we have to prove. We have got the answer. So this problem is very important. You practice. With practice you will find it easy. So first start with the definition of Fourier transform. Get the Fourier transform, and whenever you have mod x, make use of the definition minus a to a. So minus 1 to 1 we have used here. Even if you have f modulus function in f of x, split the integral at 0. Then we have used Bernoulli rule. Then we have got the Fourier transform. Then whenever you have to prove something or show something, you have to find the inverse. Do the inverse. When you do the inverse, write the exponential as e power I theta as cos plus sine or cos minus sine. Then split into two integrals. Make use of the property odd and even function. So you will be having many integrals. So here you have two integrals. The integrals will be 0 if the function is odd. So here the second integral is 0. So we have only the first integral. That is, since it is an even function, it is returned 2 times 0 to infinity. Then it is cross multiplied. So we have this from inverse Fourier transform. Then you see what you have to prove. You have to get sine square x by x square. So sine square you can guess from these two. Sine square 2 sine square theta is 1 minus cos theta. So 1 minus cos theta is 2 sine square theta by 2. So you compare the integral part and give value to x, give value to the constant. So alpha is a variable, x is a constant. So I am eliminating the cosine term by taking x as 0. So x equals 0 belongs to the interval minus 1, 1, because mod x less than or equal to 1. So we have taken x as 0 in 2. Then f of 0 is 1. From this expression f of 0 is 1. So integral alpha equals 0 to infinity 1 minus cos alpha by alpha square d alpha is pi by 2. Then what is 1 minus cos theta? 2 sine square theta by 2. Then we have taken alpha by 2 as x, and finally we have got this answer. So practice this. With practice you will find it easy. As you listen to the lecture, write every step in the notebook and understand and write every step in the notebook. With practice you will find it easy. All these I have done 2 problems of this type. Both are question paper problems. They are solved examples in many textbooks. Practice these 2. these questions are repeated. These questions are question paper problems. VTU has asked these two problems many times.